A very tall black man walks into a bar and he notices a very attractive lady, recognizing him as a professional basketball player. Well, they start to talk and flirt, and eventually they head back to his place. They start to kiss and make out a little bit, and he ends up taking off his shirt, exposing a very big Reebok tattoo on his arm. And she says, "What's that for?" And the guy goes, "Oh, this says Reebok. It's a tattoo. They pay me every time they see it on TV." And so they continue making out and fooling around, and he ends up taking off his pants. And down his leg, he's got Nike tattooed. And the lady says, "What's that?" And the guy replies, "Well, just like the Reebok tattoo, Nike pays me every time they get to see me on TV." And then, as the night progresses and they're ready to be intimate, he takes off his underwear. And she says, "Oh, my God, what's that now? You never told me you had AIDS." And he says, calm down, it'll say Adidas in a minute." When somebody says to you, "I expected more from you," say, "And whose fault is that?" What happens when you defy war? You find out who's really in charge. Interviewer. So, tell me a bit about some of your strengths. Me. Well, I always like to look for the positives in everything I do. Interviewer. And your weaknesses? Me. I never find any.
I'm Batman.
Did you hear that they found a 3,500-year-old ancient tablet in Israel? Yeah, they had it completely restored, and when it was all translated, it read, "Iraq and Iran are only days away from developing nuclear capabilities."
What you talking about, Willis?
How did the babysitter lose 500 babies and still keep her job? She swallowed. Have you even attempted to mention or ever talk about what's all in those Einstein files? Do you know, maybe gauge other people's shock and awe and the tolerance level? I mean, torturing, raping, and eating kids is predominantly what is found all in there. And yet, you try to bring it up to someone that for centuries our world has been run by elitist aristocrat baby sacrificing Baal worshippers, and they just look at you like, "Yeah, I'm not really into all of that. But did you hear that the Dow's up 50,000? And in the "can you believe this incredible coincidence" category, did you know that back on September 10th, 2001, the U.S. Secretary of Defense went on national television and advised the world that they could not account for $2.3 trillion?
What you talking about, Willis?
Now, let me remind you what that sounds like to a guy in 2001. It sounded like he was saying, "We just lost $1 gazillion and it went poof, and we don't know where it went." And then, the very next day, as if by magic, a jetliner crashes directly into the accounting offices of the Pentagram, destroying all of the files.
Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies.
Why is it so popular for the black population to have so many nightmares? Because they all remember what happened to the last person who had a dream. Sometimes having sex is just like parking a car in a mall parking lot. Usually all the good spaces are taken. So you just gotta stick it in the disabled one and hope nobody notices. They say that the cure for depression is right around the corner. Yep, I think I hear that train coming now. Did you you all notice that the remaining over 3 million Einstein files disappeared faster than the hole in the president's ear?
What you talking about, Willis?
A man and his wife, who were barely scraping by and not making ends meet on their combined salaries, one night, while they're laying in bed all hungry with their stomachs growling after skipping dinner, the woman has an idea. Why don't I go downtown and, trade some favors for cash? Now, the man really wanted to say no, honey, but his stomach grumbled very loudly and made the decision for him. So, with a heavy heart, he sends his wife downtown to sell herself out. Now, morning comes around and the woman returns from a very long night out. The man didn't want to ask, but he had to know. So, honey, what was your haul? $131. The man was confused. 131? Who gave you the $1? And the wife replies, all of them. Think of people in your life like a busy train station, full of people. No two journeys are the same. Some you might see often, others you might never see again. Some people you meet at the train station are simply passing through, while some stay the whole way on the train seat next to you. Some stay for a few stops, just a fraction of the time. Some dull your sparkle, and others enable your shine. Each of us en route to a destination. To where? None of us know. But with each step of the way, one thing's for certain. People come and people go. Some we have to say goodbye to, and some may bring us tears. Some may board your train again after many, many years. But the most important part about the journey are the lessons that we learn. Noticing when to exit before our bridge is burnt. For the tracks, they keep on running until your journey reaches its end. And you never know how long the journey takes and how much time you get to spend. The people along our journey are what makes the trip worthwhile. So make sure you board that train of life with those who make you smile.